I'm in conversation with Sanjeeda Sheikh for the Danube Properties Filmfare OTT Awards 2024, co-powered by Hyundai. Thank you for being part of this OTT
Sir, you have
showcase.
no idea. I'm so happy. So somewhere I manifested working with Sanjeeda Sheikh, and since childhood, I'm not into reading so much, but yeah, filmy magazines really attract me so much. Filmfare, and then today I'm here giving an interview. So for me, it's a real big deal.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What would you ask Wahida if you met her today? What are the kind of questions you would ask?
I would ask her if she's gonna have the prosthetic patch in the second season. There's so many questions. I want to ask her if she's going to ever be Malika Jan. I want to ask her, will that struggle be over her fighting and attaining the number one position? Will her competition with her own daughter will it ever end? But Wahid, I think as a character, for me, it was very interesting to play because, as you said, that you look like I'm not a very simple girl, but definitely not very complicated. So, and Wahida is complicated. She is grey, but I also feel that human beings are grey.
Yeah.
They are grey. There are moments where you feel uh, that you should love that person. There are moments you feel you should not love that person. So there are extreme black and white qualities, grey qualities in human nature also, which I think Sir does it really well. I feel, he brings out the character, which is resonated by many people because it looks real. So that game is Sir's.
If you had to meet Wahida, what are the kind of questions you would ask her?
Firstly, I would ask her, why didn't she kill Malika Jan? Yeah, because the journey which she went through in the show and what she, how she suffered and what she was going through. Wahida is a character. Uh, in her heart, things were functioning differently. In her mind, things were functioning differently. तो होता है ना कि दिल में कुछ और चल रहा है, दिमाग में कुछ और चल रहा है. So firstly, I would just ask Wahida to have some kind of clarity in terms of कि क्या करना है तुझे लाइफ में. But yes, looking at the pain and the suffering what she had, it's all understood.
You think a lot of the pain and suffering is her own doing?
Every character, and especially Wahida, since childhood, there's this race going on between the sisters, who's better than the other. And Wahida wanted to be one up than Malika Jan. Malika Jan wanted to be one up. Somewhere Wahida wanted to be Malika Jan, and she could never become one. So that race and that competition of struggling and fighting to achieve that position, and that whole struggle, and then when your own blood how hurts you, it hurts you the most in real life also. So वो जो दर्द लेकर जो घूम रही है वहीदा पूरे शो में, I think it's painful.
But you did it beautifully.
Thank you.
Hats off to you, really. But tell me, how did you bring about so much toxicity? You seem like a very happy, sweet person.
I'm a very uncomplicated person, so
Yeah.
I
So
am.
how did you what did you have to channelize to bring this kind of?
When you have a maker like Sanjeeda Sheikh, the foundation of the character is led by Sir. So you just have to marinate and juice yourself into the character. And I think for me, the essence of acting is very instinctive, sir. So I discover about the character, I discover about the mannerisms about the character on set. I don't do my homework.
Tell me a little about your background. I know you were a dancer, and I also know that you had a partner who died in a car crash. You were in a car crash with him.
God, has
And
nobody
see,
ever asked me?
my research is
Oh my
perfect.
God.
Tell me about a little about your journey, no?
So, sir, I came to Bombay, and I'm sure, I'm not going to lie, I'm sure somewhere the Kida must be there that I want to become an actor. And I started learning dance. And there was a partner of mine who was a choreographer, and he said that you dance pretty well. Why don't you like team up with me and we should start teaching dance to students? And I teamed up with him, and I groomed myself to be a better performer because I wasn't that good a dancer. But every day practicing and every day rehearsing and every day teaching people makes you better. And I discovered this quality about myself that I enjoy dancing so much. It's the best form of expressing yourself. And yeah, I learned dancing from Rupesh. His name was. This is the first time I'm taking his name, and unfortunately, there was an accident and he died. And I was there in the car, and nothing happened to me. So this is all Upperwala.
Wow.
And thereon, I continued teaching dance to many people. I used to teach dancing.
So you
at
had an
the-
academy.
I did not. I used to go to people's house to teach
Mm.
dancing. I taught at the American School of Bombay. I taught at the Leelas. I taught at the Rahejas, Hindu Jas, everyone. Like whenever there would be like a shadi ka function, sangeet function, अच्छा चलो choreography करने में मजा आएगा. And I would teach dancing.
Master Ji.
Master ji, choti master ji. So yeah, I taught dancing for almost 4 to 5 years, and then Ekta Kapoor spotted me in one of the parties, and that's when my television career started. And there was no end then. I kept working.
So how many years have you been working?
In 2006, I think my first show released.
So 18 years.
Yeah, it's been 18
Wow,
years.
well
Yeah.
done. More power
It's
to
been,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you. It feels
Well-
good, yeah.
when I think of your journey, I think of TV, the grueling hours, the kind of like my friends who've done TV have said sometimes we shoot for 18 hours, it's a stretch 24 hours, sometimes it goes into the next day. There are obviously no rules, there are no regulations. You just come, you shoot, you make a lot of money, you buy your houses, and
He's got rich friends.
but aren't TV actors? I thought TV actors are very, very rich.
It all depends on how you secure yourself. There are many actors who want
Huh.
to spend their money because it's
Huh.
new, and it's new for us, because we come from middle class backgrounds and we work really hard. We slog. But yes, I did secure myself.
Yeah, see? ऐसे बोल रहे जैसे किया ही नहीं. She's also done it. कितने घर खरीदे? 2-3.
Sir, mashallah hai.
Okay, good. No, so all of this this grueling must be affecting your mental health. How do there are highs and there are lows. How do you cope with all the vulnerabilities? Being a single, I'm guessing you were not married at that point.
Mhm.
And how do you cope with all of that? Like, what is your go-to? Like, is there who is your comfort? Who's your safe space? How do you? And also, people don't talk too much about therapy and all that. But how did you sort of make yourself easy?
So for me, TV. Okay, firstly, I am here today because of television, I feel, and half my life I've worked for TV, and I'm so proud of being a TV actor because I also feel that now I'm a mature person, and you're right, it is really taxing working for 18 hours, and we have to work, but this is how television functions, sir. You can't help it. We have to submit an episode every day. We have to work, we have to finish. It's not like we are shooting for 3 scenes in a day. We have to shoot for 8 scenes or 7 scenes in a day. It's okay, but you have to go mentally ready that इतना काम करना पड़ेगा. और बहुत सारे actors तो नाटक भी करते हैं. They faint on sets and all that, but I've never done that. It's funny. They faint on set, but what to do? They get tired or whatever. But I shoot. When I used to work for TV, I literally at that time also felt so that I was shooting for 70 mm. So for me, my go-to was that मुझे shoot करना है, मुझे makeup लगाना है. I want to face the camera. I want to perform, and that's when I realized that this is something which is giving me so much happiness that I don't mind working for 14 hours. And actually, sir, it doesn't, like, I worked for Heeramandi where we shot for 14 hours, we shot for 15 hours, and it's actually quite similar. So if I really can't complain about my working hours on TV because I gave equal amount of time, either I shot for any OTT or any film, I shot. And for me, what was important is, like, if the maker of that caliber doesn't mind shooting for those many hours, and he's so, like, sir, literally, Sanjay sir would be the first one to come on the set. If my call time was 9 o'clock, he would be there at 8:30. And he would play with his dogs and he would go enter the set. Again, he's somebody who wants to reinvent and re-evolve with everything he does. So I feel that kind of dedication, that kind of passion, if you show to your work, life becomes very adventurous. Yeah. So I've enjoyed. I have no complaint.
But you never had faced mental health issues down the years.
No, sir.